Let's do air signs for the month of August. Let's see, it's coming up for air for the month of August. You can look at the other signs too. Sometimes you get more out of another sign because it's your rising or moon sign, or there's a connection there. Also, the general for August might work for you. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Obviously sometimes these are collective readings. But if you want your own reading, let me know. But I do feel like this is interesting. August is going to be a big month, and so far all the star signs have been very positive movement forward. There's been big changes and movement happening. There's a lot of change coming in August, so we'll see what happens for air signs. That's Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. One more. Oh, okay. Bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. So she's a fiery one. It could be that you're going to reignite your passion of what you want to do this month, or go towards what your passion is. I think that's always a good thing. Like if you're suddenly really realizing what your passion is, it's not going to hold you back. It could also mean that you hear from somebody that's passionate about you. But I do feel like it's like you've got more of a drive of sort of like going towards your passion. It's like you're really sort of taking the reins a little bit. There's no sort of holding you back. And even though it's in a fire sign, I'm not associating it with the sign. I'm associating it with the feeling. There is some sort of like clearing the way that's happening as well. Like there's some sort of clearing of the conflicts or disagreements that have been around you. And I feel like that's been for a while. There's been sort of like a little bit of like debris in the way that you needed to clear, and this is the month for sort of like getting it out of your way. Once you get it out of your... Alright, I got cut off then with some weird news, but anyway. So yeah, there is going to be a change. Like once you have this sort of new passionate thought, or whatever you're going to be sort of like invigorated with, there is going to be a decision that needs to be made. There's going to be something that you're going to be sort of like offered, or that takes you out of boredom, or takes you out of feeling down. And it's got something to do with a love connection, because I've got the Four of Wands. To me, that's my soulmate twin flame connection card. So it could be that you make a connection again with your DM. But I feel like it's like there's some sort of celebration of homecoming sort of feel. So it could be that you either bump into them, or you organise a meeting, or they organise a meeting, or there could be just a feeling of like, now's the time, I've got to do something about it. But it's also got to do with your financial situation, because I feel like it could have been that may have been what's been holding you up, or that's what is driving you forward. If you've got some sort of like influx of money, you suddenly go, okay, this is the time. But there's a real feeling of excitement and happiness that comes with this, and it sort of comes out of the blue. The Ace of Cups is like a new relationship or new love, but I feel like it's connected to a soulmate. And it feels like it just suddenly kicks in. Like you've got the Seven of Wands here. It's like you kick in with the battle of like, I'm going to do this myself. I'm not waiting for anyone else anymore. I'm going to take the reins in my hands. And so, because the Eight of Wands is like usually communication, everything happening. The Seven of Wands to me feels like you're battling off people's opinions, and you're going to do it yourself. So I feel like you're just going to take the reins and just go, fuck it, I'm going to move forward with whatever it is. And it comes with the Knight of Coins. So there's some sort of productivity or hard work that's involved with this. This yet again feels like it could be a connection with you working with someone that you're connected to romantically, or you feeling like, I'm just going to move forward with this offer of like, I'm going to go and offer work to somebody that I'm interested in, or you're going to end up working with someone you like, or but whatever was holding you back, and I do feel like it was financially, it's almost like you're letting go of that and realizing that's not the most important thing anymore. The most important thing is your happiness, or it's almost like you put work and love separately before, and now you're like, they should go together. There's a rebirth of you, a real rebirth. This is like a new beginning for you, a transition or a change. And you're going to get rid of all the burdens of sort of like putting work first, being like, it almost feels like that workaholic feeling like I'm just going to put work before anything else, because I've got the family there, and it's sort of like he's taking on all the burdens. And I feel like you're going to sort of go, I realise I don't want to end up working forever and ending up on my own, or realising I've missed out on something. So you're going towards your destiny. I've got the Star card here, and the Star is like a renewed feeling of hope and purpose, but it's also a spiritual renewal. So if you've got a connection to somebody that you've been ignoring, it's probably like you've been dreaming about them, or having this sort of like feeling of like connection coming up, or they keep popping into your mind, because there is this sort of feeling of like, I'm going to hear from them, or there's going to be some sort of like influx of renewed energy in that feeling. I've got the King of Pentacles. A Queen of Pentacles, sorry. I feel like this money and this thing could be connected to, I feel like the work and the person are connected. There is going to be some sort of offer of working with the person that you are connected to. Writing could be connection to, whether they write or you write, or whatever the thing is, involves some sort of written word. But I feel like there's going to be some sort of money involved in that, and it makes money for you, for both of you, and it's going to be really lucrative. It's almost like it should have happened before, but it hasn't. And it didn't happen before because there was something that needed to end for it to happen. This is happening now. Something's come to the end, or gone to the end of a finish line, and it's almost like you pushed as hard as you could to make it work, but it didn't. And now you're sort of like, okay, I'm going to just cut the cord, or rip off the band-aid, and realize that I've done it all I can do for that. And when that ends, you've got this new beginning. This is the end. And the funny thing is with this card is that this is the world sort of moving forward. Like, this is the World card in this deck, which is quite grim looking, but it's also sort of saying it's going to be a new beginning. Like, there is a new sort of movement forward, or the wheel is turning. Is it the wheel or the wheel of fortune? Oh, it's the Wheel of Fortune. So it's the wheel spinning in your favour. There's an ending before that happens. And then what you need to do is do a sort of an assessment of what you need to leave behind. So you need to make some painful choices and leave some things behind. Yes, someone might feel betrayed by this, or feel like they've sort of been cut out, but sometimes I was listening to this speech yesterday, and it was saying that when a rocket takes off, they drop the side things off so that they can fly higher. And sometimes you need to drop things off your rocket so that you can fly higher. You can't travel with the excess baggage. And that's not in a mean way. It's just like some people can't go to the heights that you need to go to. So you need to let them go. And if they're holding you back, you have to let them go. This will be an inner battle that you've got to get over. But I feel like now you're ready to do that. And this is like, as soon as you do that, you level up, and there's sort of like a release. Things sort of move forward for you. You might have to sign contracts or end contracts to do that, because I feel like she's doing some signing. But it also brings you into Empress mode, regardless of gender. It's like you're in your Empress mode of knowing what's right for you, and you're seeing things from a different perspective, and realising that you'll almost have a feeling of like, oh, I should have done this before. There's like a sort of feeling of, oh, I feel like I've wasted some time. But nothing's a waste of time. Everything's a lesson. And I feel like you can go forward now with renewed vigour and excitement, because this new life you're building for yourself is going to be pretty exciting, and it's a new chapter. So yeah, it's going to be a big change in August, but there's a lot of decisions to be made for it to move forward.